The first thing I noticed wasn't the heat, or the noise, or even the smell of grilled meat drifting through the air at 6 in the morning. It was the feet. Everywhere I looked in the Philippines, people were walking confidently, casually, effortlessly in slippers. Not the fluffy kind you wear in an American bedroom. Not the kind you kick off when guests arrive. Real slippers, rubber slippers. Thin, flat, unapologetic pieces of foam strapped to feet that seemed ready for anything. I remember standing outside a small sari-sari store on my first week in the country, wearing proper sneakers socks, already damp from humidity, while a man beside me casually crossed the street in slippers that looked like they had survived a war. The road was uneven. There were small puddles. A tricycle sped past. He didn't flinch, he didn't hesitate. He didn't even look down. That's when I realized this wasn't laziness. This was a system. Back home in the US, footwear is serious business. You choose shoes based on activity. Running shoes for running. Work shoes for work. House shoes that never ever touch the outside world. We buy insoles, waterproof sprays, orthopedic inserts. We plan outfits around shoes. Here, Filipinos plan shoes around life. And life in this country is unpredictable. In slippers, you're always ready. You can step outside instantly when someone calls your name. You can walk to the neighbor's house, the corner store, the basketball court, or the church without preparation. There's no ritual of tying laces or checking the weather. You slide your feet in and go. In a culture where spontaneity rules and plans change by the minute, slippers are freedom. I learned this lesson the hard way. One afternoon, I decided to wear proper sandals, nice ones, leather with a buckle. I thought I looked very put together. 5 minutes into my walk, the sky darkened. 10 minutes later, rain poured down like someone turned on a faucet in the clouds. My sandals soaked up water like a sponge. Every step squished. Every grain of sand stuck. My feet felt heavy, trapped, annoyed. Meanwhile, people around me simply stepped into puddles, crossed muddy paths, and kept walking. When they got home, they rinsed their slippers with a hose, kicked them aside, and moved on with their day. No drama, no damage, no stress. That's when it clicked. Slippers aren't footwear here. They're survival gear. The Philippines is a country where the ground is rarely predictable. Roads can change texture every few steps, from concrete to dirt to gravel to tile. Sidewalks appear and disappear without warning. One moment you're walking on smooth pavement, the next you're stepping over a drainage canal. Closed shoes feel like a commitment. Slippers feel like adaptability, and then there's the heat. In a tropical country, feet sweat a lot. Closed shoes turn into tiny saunas. Socks stay damp, blisters form. Slippers let your feet breathe. They dry quickly. They don't trap moisture. They don't care if you step in water. In fact, water is sometimes welcomed. It cools you down. I once asked a local friend why he didn't wear shoes when walking long distances. He looked genuinely confused by the question and said, "Why would I?" That answer told me everything. Walking in slippers isn't just practical, it's cultural. Filipinos grow up wearing them. Kids learn to run, climb, and play basketball in slippers that are sometimes 2 sizes too big. Teenagers walk to school in slippers, then switch to shoes at the gate. Adults attend casual gatherings, errands, and even some workplaces in slippers without a second thought. Slippers signal comfort. They say, "I belong here." They say, "I'm not trying to impress you." In a society that values humility and approachability, slippers remove barriers. They make everyone equal at ground level. I noticed something else too. People in slippers walk differently. There's a relaxed rhythm to it. Steps are lighter, movements are smoother. There's no rush to get anywhere fast. Walking isn't a chore, it's part of life. In America, walking often feels transactional. You walk to get somewhere. You walk for exercise. You walk because you have to. In the Philippines, people walk because it's normal. They walk to talk. They walk to think. They walk to pass time. And slippers fit that mindset perfectly. I tried adopting the habit myself. At first, it felt wrong, exposed, vulnerable. I worried about stubbing my toe, stepping on something sharp, or slipping. But slowly, my body adjusted. I learned to read the ground. I learned to walk with awareness. I learned that Filipinos don't rush because rushing gets you hurt. One morning, I walked to the market in slippers, weaving through vendors, stepping over cords and crates, dodging puddles left from melting ice. I didn't trip, I didn't fall, I didn't panic. I flowed. That's when I realized slippers teach you something about presence. You pay attention, you feel the ground. You adjust in real time. You don't assume the world will be smooth just because you want it to be. There's also a social aspect to slippers that surprised me. In many Filipino homes, shoes are not welcome inside. Slippers are easy to remove. You slide them off at the door, step inside barefoot, and feel the cool floor under your feet. It creates an instant shift from outside chaos to inside calm. Shoes, with their laces and stiffness, carry the outside world with them. Slippers let you leave it behind. I've seen professionals, teachers, office workers, even local officials walk to work in slippers and change into shoes later. It's efficient. Why ruin good shoes on rough roads when you can save them for when it matters? That practicality extends to economics too. Slippers are affordable, they're accessible. They don't need maintenance. In a country where people prioritize essentials, slippers make sense. You don't need multiple pairs. One good pair can last years, and when they break, you buy another pair for the price of a coffee. But there's something deeper than practicality here. Slippers represent a philosophy. They represent ease, acceptance, the idea that life doesn't need to be complicated to be meaningful. That you don't need armor to face the world, just awareness and balance. I once saw an elderly woman walking uphill in slippers, carrying groceries, chatting with a neighbor, smiling as if gravity itself was a suggestion. She moved with confidence, not because she was protected, but because she trusted herself. In America, we often try to control our environment. We build layers between us and discomfort. Shoes with cushioning, support, and structure. We protect our feet as if the ground is the enemy. In the Philippines, the ground is an old friend. Sometimes messy, sometimes hot, sometimes wet. But familiar? Walking in slippers means accepting that your feet might get dirty. That life will leave marks. And that's okay. I think that's why I see so many Filipinos walking farther than Americans ever would, without complaint. Distance feels different when you're not fighting it, when your body moves naturally, when you're not overdressed for the task. One evening, I walked home at sunset, slippers slapping softly against the pavement. Kids were playing basketball barefoot. Vendors were closing their stalls. Neighbors sat outside, watching the world pass by. No one seemed in a hurry to be anywhere else. In that moment, I understood something important. Filipinos don't walk everywhere in slippers because they have to. They walk everywhere in slippers because they can. Because life here is designed around people, not convenience. Around connection, not speed. Around adaptability, not perfection. Slippers are a symbol of that mindset. Simple, flexible, honest. Now, when I visit the US, my shoes feel heavy, restrictive, over-engineered. I miss the freedom of slipping my feet into something that doesn't demand anything from me. I miss the quiet confidence of walking without armor. So, when you see Filipinos walking everywhere in slippers through markets, down roads, across towns, don't see it as careless. See it as experienced. See it as a relationship with the world that says, I know where I'm stepping. And maybe, just maybe, that's something the rest of us could learn one soft step at a time.